moon. That's all we want, guys, and it will happen. Bitcoin to 1 million, Ethereum to 50K, Ripple to $10,000 at some point in time. Maybe not this year, but at some point it will happen, because the elites that control the system are extremely bullish, guys. And I think the reason why they truly want to pump cryptos, right, these cryptos in general, to every S coin known to mankind, to the highest percentage possible, is because from the transition from the current financial system, right, which is TradFi, to decentralized finance, right? So the way you would really lure people inside is to pump every damn coin to the highest possible heights possible. I don't know, but Bitcoin is only less than 4% away from new all-time highs, right? It's only a few percentage points, and I think it's going to create a new all-time high here very shortly. People are calling for dumps and stuff. I think it's just going to go vertically up, guys. Coinbase even confirmed this. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says, we are buying more Bitcoin every week, quote-unquote long Bitcoin, right? Remember, Coinbase is literally the main exchange in America, where everyone goes and buys Bitcoin, ETH, altcoins, XRP, right? They're telling you to go bet on Bitcoin going higher. Think about that statement for a second. He literally said to long Bitcoin, right? Do not be against it. Do not bet against it. Do not go short, but bet that's gonna go higher, right? All insiders, by the way, they're backed by BlackRock. You guys understand what I'm talking about, right? Not to mention the S&P 500 futures officially enter new all-time high territory as well, right? This is so crazy. What is happening? I never thought this would even happen. Look at this. This is literally the SPX, guys, the stock markets, right? And look where it's at right now. This is just insanity. Almost about to create a new all-time high. Now, if the stock market is rising this crazy, what's about to happen to Bitcoin soon? And then XRP will follow. XRP is being left like heavy behind every other asset out there, right? Look at where the SPX is, and look at XRP. If XRP followed the SPX right now, it should be right here, guys. It should be literally right here, just a tiny bit below all-time high, right? And then Bitcoin is on the verge. It's literally on the verge of touching that new all-time high, guys. So yeah, it's about to go. If you know what I'm thinking here, guys, is that I think people are just too bearish, right? Especially with the news that just came out with Ripple, right? And the SEC with the judge. I think people are just too bearish. But little do people realize is that I think we're just going to keep rising. President Trump is reportedly considering pro-Bitcoin Scott Bessent as the next Federal Reserve chair. If this were to happen, if he nominates this person right here, guys, supposedly pro-crypto, right? Or pro-Bitcoin, which is then pro-crypto, trickles down to every altcoin. That's literally the craziest green light known to mankind. You know why? Because the Fed controls the system. If you have a pro-crypto person as charge of the Fed, right, the chair of the Fed, what do you think will happen to cryptos? Pump, unimaginable heights, which is how this will all come into fruition. These numbers, right? So they're setting the stage here. If people didn't realize, they truly are setting the stage. We got massive news one by one, guys. This is why we're pumping. I honestly thought they're gonna save this for like August time frame, but they're front running. President Trump says he officially signed trade deal with China, and this just came out today, right? So they saved the news. This happened 2 days ago, supposedly. This is massive because this means these countries, important countries, are giving the green light for markets to soar, right? And here it is.
Jameson, everybody wants to make a deal and have a part of it, right? I know you and Howard and Scott are working overtime, making deals with other countries. Remember a few months ago, the press was saying, do you really have anybody of any interest? Well, we just signed with China yesterday, right? Just signed with China. We have everybody. We're not going to make deals with everybody. Some we're just going to send them a letter, say, thank you very much. You're going to pay 25, 35, 45%. That's the easy way to do it. And my people don't want to do it that way. They want to do some of it, but they want to make more deals than I would do. But we're having some great deals. We have one coming up, maybe with India, very big one, where we're going to open up India. Jeremy.
So one by one, these trade. Oh my lord, what's about to happen? I don't know, guys. I'm actually super excited. If you guys can't tell, but one by one, these trade deals are gonna get confirmed, right? And everyone's gonna be friendly to each other again. No more wars as well. Plus, money is just gonna flood in ridiculously. European Union considers lowering tariffs on United States imports, right? So these people are looking to make trade deals as well, right? Not only China, but every nation in country and continent, territory out there, right? They're all going to make trade deals, guys. This is how it's gonna pump Bitcoin, right? And I think people are honestly too bearish. Let's see what. Okay, look at that, 107.3K for Bitcoin. I told you guys, it's about to create a new all-time high. It literally is. In case you forgot, President Trump's 90-day tariff pause now only has 13 days remaining, so that's why they're bringing upon these trade deals, guys, right? Because there's only a there's a limit, time limit here soon. In 13 days, they have to go with and confirm these trade deals, guys, right? Because there's a 90-day tariff pause, and then after that, the tariff rates will rise, right? So I guess they're trying to do it now. And the markets are just like pumping on this news. Then we got confirmation from David Sachs. Crypto Czar says July will be a big month with a bill signing for Genius and Clarity going to the Senate. It's game over. July, like we stated before, guys, right? July is going to be the craziest month, I think, because of the bills. And this was our timeline even before this was going to get passed or anything. I'm going crazy. Thank you to Senate Banking Committee Chair Senator Tim Scott and Digital Asset Subcommittee Chair Senator Lummis for announcing a clear timeline and plan for comprehensive crypto market structure legislation. Checkmark. Bill introduced before August recess. A checkmark. Mark up first week of September and then done by end of September. Checkmark. Boom, boom, boom. It's about to happen, right? So what do you think will happen to markets since this is going to get confirmed by September, right? Max time frame. It means the markets will pump ahead of time. What does that mean? Price first, then law will activate, ignite, right? Regulations, clarity, all these things for the markets, guys. Q4, right? Q4 will come alive, but markets look ahead, right? So this is going to be extremely bullish for markets. President Trump supports clarity on market structure as well as Genius on stablecoins. Let's get this done. So it's confirmed, guys. July is going to be a big month. He literally says, this man literally says July is going to be a big month. Okay, Director of Digital Assets says the United States is committed to passing crypto market structure legislation by September. So these next few months, guys, I honestly think we're just gonna pump straight up, right? How high can we go is a question. I know Bitcoin is gonna create a new all-time high, but XRP is lagging. XRP has to catch up at some point, and it will, right? Don't be afraid, guys. We're right there. Hey. Talking about September, that time frame, the odds of an interest rate cut by September FOMC have soared to 94%, right? This is so crazy. What is happening? September will have, if not July, if not next month, depending on what happens with the markets and the economy, but maximum time frame in September will have a interest rate cut from the Fed, guys. When this happens, and remember, markets will front run all these events, by the way, right? So the money will be trickling and flooding in like never before. Bitcoin will probably be like 150K by then. To be honest, higher. It depends how crazy we go, right? Since all this, because that's how markets are. They look ahead, right? They look ahead for events, and then people try to price things in. So, White House official says Bitcoin is digital gold, and it's in the United States' best interest to accumulate as much Bitcoin as we can possibly get. So this is what they're saying, guys, right? The politicians, the Congress is basically saying, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. It's like. They can't get enough, right? I'm speechless, to be honest. This is crazy because they have infinite money. That's why.
There are a lot of different actors that held on to some Bitcoin in some fashion or another. Now the process begins in terms of establishing the reserve, the actual infrastructure behind it, and getting all of that accomplished. There's nothing in the EO that mandates that report become public, but we could choose to make it public at some point. And we are certainly keen on the idea of accumulation. We've stated publicly that Bitcoin is digital gold. We believe it's in the best interest of the United States to garner as much as we can possibly get. I've said that at every conference that I've spoken at in the last 2 to 3 months. Now, obviously, this has to be done in budget neutral ways. They don't cost the taxpayer a dime. The president was clear about that in the executive order. But I think we have some very creative minds, 2 of which are sitting up here with me. And I think we'll begin moving very quickly on that.
I mean, we know that the money over there probably gets sent to random things. You may as well pour that into Bitcoin, right? May as well. At least it's gonna help, with the new financial system. So since all this is happening, guys, such bullish news. I really want to talk about altcoins. I'm going to talk about altcoins tomorrow, but from Zero Hedge, time for money flow, right? The money index versus Bitcoin short. So this chart basically shows us the global liquidity, guys, okay, rising throughout time, which correlates to Bitcoin's price rising throughout time. Exactly, 100% accuracy, by the way, right? Literally. How much more accurate can you get than this? I don't know. But Bitcoin is the blue line, and then liquidity, right, is for the world is the green line. And right now liquidity is all the way to 180k or somewhere where Bitcoin should be at right now. Look at that. And you don't think it's gonna follow it, right? I was honestly kind of well, before I was like, how is that possible though? Like, if we're just gonna parabolically go up like that, but they did it before, literally right there, literally right here, right? It did it multiple times, so why can't it do it again, right? Not to mention, look at this, global liquidity is rising, right, and has been without no stop. The only reason why Bitcoin stopped during these phases was because ding 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 of global liquidity going sideways, right, falling. This time it's going higher, straight line up, vertical. Come on, guys, right? It's surely time, I think. Publicly traded backed holding says it may use $1 billion from shelf offering to buy Bitcoin. Then we got tether printing. Then we got all the bills passing, right? Then we got trade deals happening. Then we got averting crises. Come on, guys. The only reason why Bitcoin hasn't went demonic right here is because Binance bots is on the loose, suppressing Bitcoin's price with all these sell orders. As soon as this is all removed, what happens to Bitcoin, right? Oh, look at this. The majority of sells here goes up to 112k, I think. Yep, right here, guys. Okay, 112k. As soon as we surpass 112k, it's game over. Okay, game over. There's a lot of buys from 106k to 100k, guys. Okay. So 112k, as soon as that gets surpassed and holds that support, it's game over. It's gonna fly to 120k and then 150k, right? Then we got serious dollar collapse. Fear drives huge $5 trillion 2030 Bitcoin price prediction to rival Nvidia and Microsoft. Look at this, the dollar collapse, right? The dollar collapse going down here. I can't breathe, but it literally is falling. I thought they were gonna take some more time, guys. Look at this. The yellow line is literally right here, right? It's only a few percentage points down. Not even like it's 1%, guys. I honestly thought they're gonna pump it and then come down later, right? Wow. So that's why we're rising, huh? Makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys, but it seems like everyone has turned bullish, especially Donald Trump to the highest degree. Now, financial advice, I'll prepare and get ready for vertical season incoming, no sleep season. What is this? See ya.